What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more podiums. Boy, do we got a treat for y'all today. So I have been working on this setup for over 5 days. I'm happy to share with you guys the tips and tricks of what I've learned for installing the TrakRacer quad large freestanding monitor setup. Look at that beautifulness. Oh my goodness. And I just wanted to give you guys a really quick run through of what I found, because the instructions online are not exactly one for one with what you see in reality. And instead of giving you guys a 30-minute view on me doing a time lapse, staring at a box, staring at my phone, and putting together 2 screws, I figured I would just cut to the chase and help you guys out with understanding how to build the TrakRacer freestanding large mount. So let's jump right in. All right, first up, you guys are going to get the box and you're going to be able to see these legs. You take out left leg, right leg. Note that the bowing is on the outside. And then you're going to be installing these angle pieces next. Inside of these angle pieces, in the instructions, it shows that these were already together or assembled. That's not the case. It was also not a case with the instructions to show that these are the 2 screw mounts. These are the ones that were already in there for me, and the bent washers. After you get those stood up, next thing you know, you're going to have to bust out this cross member right here, and you're going to have the inserts on the inside that you put in and just do with the 2 small screws on each. And this is where you're going to start to line things up and move from left leg, right leg, get them put together, and start to mount up this cross member. So the cross member will go right there, and then next thing you know, you should be seeing cross member, and both these screws on the side are going to go into the 2 holes in there. After that, you're going to be going to the actual post for the mount here. So I believe that this is the same for if you've purchased the large single or the triple add-on, which you'll see right here. So a large single, I'm under the impression, is the same cross member, and the triple add-on is this area here. And we could talk about what's going on over here in just a second. So you're going to go through that and get your cross member going, get those installed. Next up, this is where you're going to start to need 2 people, and this is where it starts to get a little bit complicated. These larger areas, so it actually recommends that you put in this larger tube together. So first you're going to put the collar on. Notice that I put the Allen, the tightening screw, at the bottom of the collar, and this is because I actually have it resting on the lip that's in there, because I want that to act as a fail-safe in case if it does go, and then we have the second one where it drops down. I wanted the most amount of support and suspension of the monitor bracket to be on the top, where if you see like the set screw there, personal preference, but the instructions actually say to put it the opposite way. So to each their own. If you have a structural engineering degree, then feel free to chime in. Then you're going to be putting together each of these little each of the cross ones. These are the small screws that go through. And then these are the larger brackets. These are the larger screws. This is going to be for the actual cross beam and member itself. You're going to put that in. No, I'm running triple 32s, and you can see my setup here. I'm on the second set up. So that's where it looks like with the triple 32s. You just screw in these areas here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you have this in the area that you want to go and install it. All right, next up, so that should get this going. Your collar should be on there. You insert these pieces, do that, button it all up. Life is good. These top parts, rinse and repeat, just higher up. Now, I have a little 24-inch monitor that I had sitting on my main desk before I replaced it with the 49s. And, oh, baby's awake. Forgot where we left off. All right, so we have the monitor that is being installed up here. This one put it all together, and then don't have the monitor on there. Put the bracket on, center bracket, it's all lined up nice and well. Once again, the collars here at the bottom, I placed so that it's on the bottom here to try and give it more support. Once again, I actually flipped this one around to where I felt like the most amount of support was needed. For the way that we have this one set up in the angling, you can see that I have this, there's 3 brackets here. I have it on the furthest left, and I got this one on the 4th in from the rear to give it a little bit of a down angle. This is a 24-inch monitor that I have at the top, and I'm curious if I want to drop it down by 1 more. So the arms for the triple are definitely going to need 2 people if you want to get this aligned and put well together. It does call for it in the instructions, and that's why. You're going to need to go in and bolting these up. Do it all loose so that you can get the angles right. I believe that I have this one at 52 degrees or 50 degrees, and this one's at roughly 51 degrees. All in all, the quality of this metal is amazing. The amount of immersion that this gives me compared to the single 49, which is what we were using in the past, the amount of immersion that you get from running triples is unlike anything else. You are not running your sim at 100% until you're going to triples. And even the quad that I have on top, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I cannot say enough about, I wish I would have just gone with this in the beginning as compared to buying the super ultra wide in the beginning and then upgrading to this. Now, if you're space constrained, if you're having an issue with space, or you don't have, I mean, it's taking up like half of my room here, half my office. If you have an issue with space, the integrated 49 super ultra wide was a wonderful starting point. If you got the space for it, if you know that this is what you're going to be running, this is where you're going to want to just start with the triples. Save yourself the $1,200 off the beginning and just go straight triples, go all in, or in this case, go quads. But this product so far from TrakRacer, I have not had any issues with it. If you're running the keyboard mount with the droop, that's one good thing to add in is notice that both these monitors have a droop down to the right. I was not expecting that. It is droopy on both sides. And that also will cause for the keyboard mount right here, the keyboard mount to crash into the monitor of these 32s. So I have to keep it away. That also is a pain in the rear because if you hit it, it's going to throw off the angle. It's going to throw off the bezel free kit. It's going to throw off the measurements that you put in for your FOV. Once you get this set, like, you don't want this stuff to move, but it still does move. I do wish that they came with a better support system here so that this was more locked in and not as free moving. Another option that you can get to from TrakRacer is the VESA 100, 200, 300 millimeter, like ultra mounting and bracket style. Do you need it? Is it worth $129? I don't know. I just took 4 pieces of packaging and then got my angles right. Would it have made it a little bit easier? Maybe. But that's where I was at with it. So I saved myself $129 by using 3 sets of packing paper on both sides. And I got the angle pretty well aligned at the top here. And then I put in the bezel free kit. Overall though, I would recommend it. Got to jump into it. Got to go for it if you got the space. If you don't, be happy that you can use a 49 ultra wide, but I've been able to match the FOV with my other video. If you guys haven't checked out, be sure to go and check out the Porsche matching FOV. But I'm going to get another one coming about triple FOV compared to 49 ultra wide as compared to real life, because I can get it to the inch of where I was at with the GoPro inside the GT4 718 Porsche Club Sport to where I'm at with that same exact car here, and you can see that it is just matching nearly identical. It's been a really cool experience. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that the build tips or the product review helps you guys out. I hope that this helps inform your decision. Once again, I spend my money so you don't have to, but I really appreciate it. It's New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's to you guys. Hope that you had a good 2024, and I hope to see you guys on the grid in 2025. Peace.